All right, 10 minutes before 11 o'clock. Beautiful day out there, Robin.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful day. You like going to the dentist?
No.
But you need to go to the dentist.
Of course, everybody needs
Otherwise,
to go.
your teeth you fall apart. I thank my parents for taking me to the dentist when I was a kid. Because, I think it really set me up for having a, not bad. I could use some help right now with my teeth, but I don't think I would have gotten to this age with all my teeth, pretty much, except for the fillings that came out. Dr. Leslie Pitner probably hated hearing that. She's on the phone right now. Her book is called Improve Your Smile, Transform Your Life, A Guide to Orthodontics for Adults. You actually, Robin, you had braces as an adult. I remember.
Yeah, my 30s, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. And that must have been quite a decision for you to make that decision, right?
No, it was, but I wanted it, and I had no problems with it.
Dr. Pitner is the owner and lead orthodontist of Pitner Orthodontics. She's also an artist, an art historian, a psychologist, a lecturer, and again, an author. Her book, again, is Improve Your Smile, Transform Your Life. Good morning, Dr. Leslie Pitner. Good morning, Doctor.
Hey, Larry and Robin. That was a great introduction. I'm happy to be here with you guys.
Where are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm in my office. I'm between patients, so I'm talking to you guys and then going to go out and adjust some more teeth.
Really? The whole point of this book is for adults that need braces, right?
Exactly. Go ahead.
Well, I was just wondering something, and obviously this isn't true, but as a kid, you're told that you get braces as a child because your teeth are still forming, and therefore the braces can move them. Once you're an adult, they don't move anymore. But obviously that's not true.
No, that's not true at all. I think there's some things that are different with kids. Kids are actually still growing, so it's easier to manipulate how the jaws are growing and fitting together. But the process that lets us move teeth never changes throughout a lifetime. So I can move an adult whose teeth, who's 50 or 60 years old just as easily as I can an 11 or 12-year-old. So I think that is kind of a myth that people have, but it's just not true.
What's interesting to me, and I didn't know this about braces, looking through the book, it occurred to me that braces are actually used on the molars as well.
Yes, yeah. They're used on, we're usually moving all the teeth. Sometimes we select not to move a few, but absolutely, it's going all the way around. Especially, and braces are very different than they were, say, in the 70s when you had those bands that wrapped around your teeth. I mean, we've got braces, they're now just glued to the teeth. We have braces that are made of ceramic, so they're clear. There's Invisalign, which a lot of people know about, which is just a completely different process. And then even braces that are attached to the back of your teeth rather than the front. So you don't even see them.
So when the braces are glued to your teeth in the front, does that weaken the enamel so that when they come off, is a person liable to have that part of the tooth less strong?
No, not at all. It's just the adhesives are basically it's just a less strong version of the tooth-colored fillings. So it doesn't actually change the surface of the tooth. It just kind of attaches to the enamel, and then we can easily remove it when you're done. So really, there shouldn't be any signs that you've had braces at all.
Are there two schools of thought with braces, and one would be for cosmetic reasons, and one would be for medical, or painful, or hard time chewing, that kind of thing? And if I could ask two in one, a double question here: Does insurance cover cosmetic procedures for teeth as well as it would for medical necessity?
That's a great question, and you're right. Some people come, especially adults, they may come in because maybe they've got a bad bite, and because of that, they're wearing their teeth, starting to breaking some molars. So they're coming in, and it's really a functional issue, trying to get things to fit together better. But probably a bigger portion of people are just looking to improve their appearance. They want to look good and feel good about themselves.
Right.
The great thing is that insurance, if you have it as an adult, because unfortunately a lot of plans don't cover orthodontics for adults, but if you have it, the good news is that they don't distinguish. they're just paying a certain, usually it's a flat amount. It could be $1,000, $2,000, and you're going to get that regardless of the reason. So
that's good to know.
So that's good news, yes.
We hear that sometimes people are diagnosed with some forms of cancer because of their dental visit.
Oh, wow. That's not something that I run into you can certainly find oral cancers, and there's some signs and symptoms that you can see in the mouth. I luckily, because most of about 25% of my patients are adults. Most of them are still kids. It's rare you find that, but I actually did have one child who had it was a benign tumor, but it was presented. It was in the roof of her mouth, and luckily we were able to find that and get that removed. So in my world, I don't run into that too much, but there are so many diseases that present themselves inside our mouths as well.
Doctor, I want to switch from talking to the orthodontist and switch over to the psychologist, okay?
All right. Okay.
What have you noticed as far as that? Have you noticed people's personalities actually changing when their smile is improved?
I do. I see it all the time. I mean, there's some people who are more dramatic than others, but it's just the confidence that people get, and to be able to share their smile. I have one gentleman who I talk about in the book who he had an underbite, kind of have that look kind of like a bulldog.
Okay, right.
And that kind of makes you look a little bit mean and not nice when you look that way.
Yeah.
And he was actually a lovely guy, really quiet. I didn't know this until after he was done. He'd been told by like 4 or 5 other orthodontists that nothing could be done, or he needed jaw surgery. And I was like, I think we can do this. And he was a good sport. We had to do some tough things, but he went from being this incredibly quiet guy to coming in, just sort of bouncing into the office.
Aww.
Oh, really?
And he even got the hair tips, like Guy Fieri, the blonde tips. He got his hair tipped, and he was in his 50s. And I actually later met his son-in-law, who said, we all saw he was a different person after he did this than before he started, just because he felt good about himself. And I think and the other side of it is it changes how other people see us too. Just like I was saying, he had kind of that mean look, and he was about the sweetest guy you met.
Oh, no.
So once, then his looks kind of matched like what a great guy he was.
And
so
were you able to do that with braces?
I was.
Wow.
So.
And other people told him it couldn't be done. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so that's he's on the, there's always a spectrum. He was way out there, but, I feel like I see the bigger transformations in adults because, if you're 50, 60 years old and your teeth have been like this your whole life, this is an enormous change and, changes how other people see you.
What is your thoughts on the implants? Are they good, bad, or what do you feel about them?
I think implants are great. It's just like anything. There are times when, they're the right choice and maybe times when they're not the right choice. But they're to have the opportunity to be able to replace a missing tooth, or maybe if people have a lot of missing teeth and need a denture to have something to hold on to. It's an amazing new technology, but it's just like anything. It's all about the diagnosis and finding whether or not it's the right thing for an individual.
And do you always recommend that the wisdom teeth are removed before you do the orthodontic work?
No, not necessarily. I usually recommend if they're impacted and going to be a problem that people have them removed, but I think wisdom teeth get a bad rap about making teeth crooked.
Oh.
What usually happens is that, they've done research, and the evidence says it's going to make the teeth crowd up maybe a millimeter, which is not very much. And so when people come in, they're like, I had my wisdom teeth came in and my teeth got all crowded up. And it's if they had braces, they usually stopped wearing their retainers. Oh. And because unfortunately retainers are a lifetime thing, because teeth, the same process that lets you move the teeth of a 50 or 60-year-old is why you got to wear retainers. And also another thing that happens over time is that the amount of overlap of the top and bottom teeth gets more. It tends to get deeper over time, and that creates less room for your bottom teeth. And so that's where you see people starting to have crooked teeth on the bottom. And it was really more of a process of how things, change as we age and not really wisdom teeth. So I always tell people it's a good idea for a lot of other reasons, but I have a lot of parents, particularly like, are their teeth going to crowd up if we don't get the wisdom teeth out right away? I'm like, if Sally wears her retainers, that's not a problem. But, this is still a good idea to take care of this.
Dr. Leslie Pitner, thank you for being on the show with us. The book is called Improve Your Smile, Transform Your Life. Call me if you want the copy of the book that was sent to me. I will be glad to put your name on it, leave it at the front desk for you. The rest of us have to go buy it. Do you have a website you can direct us to?
Yes, it's drlesliepitner.com. On there, I actually have a quiz. It's called Your Smile Q, and you can find out how confident you are in your smile and how your smile might be affecting your life.
drlesliepitner.com. Real quickly, a famous person who I think changed her look was Carol Burnett. Remember, she had, I don't know if you're old enough to remember, but she had kind of a funky looking jaw, and then she had braces, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And then
I remember Carol Burnett, but I don't remember that.
Oh, really? Yeah, I remember
I'll have to look it up.
She came back from a vacation or something, and she looked all of a sudden. Look, you said she's prettier. What happened? And then in an interview, she said she had teeth work done. I don't know to what extent, but yeah.
Cool. I'll check that out.
Doctor, thank you so much. I'm sorry we ran up against the clock. This is WOCA Ocala.
Completely out of the city of Mosul, Matt is praising Iraqi forces.
This is not something that was a foregone conclusion for an army that only a year ago many people were questioning. And you can see the level of capability they've constituted in the middle of a war.
The U.S.-supported troops have retaken eastern Mosul. Storms, including a confirmed tornado damaging more than 100 homes around San Antonio and causing a train to derail